Hey, what's going on YouTube? So I'm filming this video downstairs because it's early in the morning and I wanted to film a video, but I didn't want to disturb the family. But uh, this is kind of how life has been, so I apologize. I haven't put together too many of these videos. Things have been pretty hectic around here, and it's hard to find time. But this morning I was able to sneak away and put a video together. The reason why I wanted to do that is because you're looking at a pretty new knife. I've only had this knife for less than 24 hours, but I got to tell you, I can't put it down. And I definitely wanted to show it off and, you know, introduce people to kind of a new knife maker and design because I actually was introduced to this new knife maker yesterday, purchased the knife, and I couldn't be happier with it. But I'm gonna do this video with a glove on, and I know everyone's like, oh, what's the glove for? It's for two reasons. The first reason is obviously there's some Damascus there and it'll dull out, but that's not the real reason because I don't really care about that stuff. You can just wipe it off later. I've been flipping the crap out of this knife for 24 hours, minus probably about 4 hours of sleep I got. I've opened it up. I've put it back together. I've kind of just really messed with this knife because I really enjoy it. And my fingers are raw. My thumb is raw from breaking the detent or my breaking the lock bar. My fingers are raw from flipping it so much. Not because the knife has bad ergonomics. I don't know, but because literally I must have flipped this thing 2,000 times or more. I don't even know how to count it, but I'm driving everybody nuts with it, which is why I want to play with it while everyone's sleeping. Hopefully, I won't wake anybody up. And just to do a quick video and show you guys. So, the knife here is a collaboration. It's Les Voorhies is the maker, and obviously a Tashi Bharucha design, which is the reason why I was interested in this knife. One of the reasons that I really like Tashi Bharucha, besides the fact that his knives look nice, is I do think that they function great. I like the size. He normally makes pretty big blades, pretty big knives. Um, and this knife is no different. This is kind of my first knife that I've ever purchased that has this blade shape. It's a unique blade shape. And just to give you guys a background, even though I've only owned it for 24 hours, I have been using it. I took it to work, and I'm not sure what it means, but I flipped it out at work a couple times, and I used it to cut something, and a couple coworkers were like, "Holy crap!" Now I didn't elaborate. I don't know if they meant "holy crap" like that's beautiful holy crap or that's big holy crap, because I think both of them would have been okay there, appropriate. So this knife weighs about 8 ounces, just a little bit over, and the blade length on this knife, I don't know if you can see the size comparison, but it's about a 3 and 3/4 inch blade. So here it is next to an iPhone. So it's a pretty big knife here. Sorry, I don't have any of my other knives, so I can't do the standard PM2 comparison. So you got an iPhone. Uh, it's about 3 and 3/4 inch blade and an overall length of over 8 inches, just under nine actually. So that's what I measured it with a ruler. So it's not exact measurements. So it's a big knife. So I don't know if they meant "holy crap, that's a huge knife you're carrying at work," or "holy crap, that's a beautiful knife." Obviously, I hope they meant "holy crap, it's a beautiful knife." But I'll be honest with you, when I got that remark, it was in my hands like this, ready to go. So I'm thinking they said, "Holy crap, that blade is huge." When I first got it, it was amazing. And I actually called Les and basically asked him if it was okay to break open his knife. He said he'd prefer me not to break open his knife, but there was no crazy stuff gonna happen, no tricks or booby traps or anything like that. So I decided to go ahead and break it down. I haven't got a chance to put it on the wicked edge yet, but this is going to be a user for me. This knife is going to be something that I'm going to, carry around with me, take to the office. So even though it's really is quite gorgeous, and he's done a great job with the materials, we'll see, and I'll report back to see how she holds up. Sorry about the lighting again, but I already put a little scratch on her right at the on the anodization there. But that's okay. These things are made to get used. The Medfords, and I love them, and I still carry them. And I'm looking forward to the new line of stuff that he's going to put out. But it's one thing to get technical excellence from machines, and machines can do generally a much better job than people who do it by hand. But speaking with Les, I could not believe that this thing was completely hand built, no automation at all. So the dude just uses, I guess, a sander and a grinder, and that's it. That's pretty amazing to a guy like me who has no mechanical talent, not a mechanical bone in my body. So I think that's pretty amazing that this thing literally started out as sheets of metal and didn't go under any computer CNC or anything like that, and ended up like this. I mean, no even water jet or anything, which I think is, if I were making knives, I would even suggest a water jet would be, for quality control, something that would be a fine thing to do. But no, he said he did it all by hand and removed it all by hand. And obviously Tashi builds an amazing design. So I've got I plan to do a video on Tashi's, which I have a ton of them now, his design and his knives, and I plan to do a video on handmade knives, because I've collected enough handmade knives now. I can speak to kind of the difference. I think knives like, I have some Re8s and some Medfords, and those are amazing production knives, quote unquote. I have some kind of mid-techs and custom knives that are made by CNC, and I think that there's a difference. And I think I'll put a video together about my thoughts on owning kind of each of all the way from a legitimate hand-built, no automation, all the way down to a computer CNC built knife. But I'm going to cut this video off here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this knife. I did speak to a couple people before I bought this knife, and I had no idea who Les Voorhies was. I'd seen his name a little bit, and I'll be honest with you, the feedback I got was, hey, quality control is not great, the thing's not going to flip, the action's not going to be great. And I think they just said that because his price points are pretty low. So if you take a look, his knives start around $500. Now, this is obviously the top end of knives. This thing was about $1,500. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, I never spend that on a knife. But the Damascus is actually pretty expensive stuff, so I didn't mind spending that kind of money on a knife. And I did get to check it out, hold it, feel it before I paid for it. So that satisfied me in the sense of I knew mechanically it was sound, and I liked the look and feel. Like I said, it's a big knife. It's about 8 ounces. So if you're sensitive about carrying that weight, this wouldn't be the knife for you. But another thing about the weight is it feels heavy. It feels every bit of that 8 ounces, because that clip is very thin, so it all comes to a point right there. But obviously, like I said, I'm used to carrying Medfords. This thing was no problem for me, and it gets a lot of attention at the office. So if you're not looking for that, then that's probably not the knife for you. But it is a beautiful knife, and I apologize for the poor video quality. We're just about 10 minutes now, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.